I'm Monty Barnett. I'm the pastor at Clyde First United Methodist Church and have been since 2013. At annual conference, there was enough time somehow to kind of process and say we want to do something. And so whenever we did finally get together as a group, and then we brought some folks in that have been through the foster and adoption process, then the conversation just kind of took off. You know, just allowing people to tell their story brings a power in itself. It doesn't take long before a few of those folks tell their story, and then other stories rise to the top, rise to the surface that they need to be told as well. And so really it was just talking enough to let God show up and then get out of his way.
My name is Melinda Ferris. My husband's Jack Ferris. We've been married 20 years. This is Sky. She was 3 when we got her. And this is Mia. She was 5 when we got her, and Jackie's from the womb. And then we have two other daughters, Gabrielle and Alex. And Gabrielle is also adopted, and they're both 19. In 2012, though, we got a phone call and saying that my family members had gotten in some trouble, and they were going to have to remove some of the kids. And we really didn't know these kids at all. And when we first got the phone call, we were going to get 2 of them, and they called us 2 days later, and they said that if we could take 2 more, and we said yes. Late August, we went to visit them to get to know them, and it was really fun when we first met them, especially her. She was really little and crazy. And Mia was in timeout. Hard to believe because she's a great kid, but she was in timeout when we first met her. And we didn't take the kids. We were just kind of meet them on our own. And they were excited because I guess we came with gifts too, so they were excited to see us. And it was hard to leave them at that point. After that, she came in, she was 3, and I had given her a bath and expected her to go to sleep with her sisters, and she went in, and then she came back out and she goes, "Can I sleep with you, Mommy?" It was super beautiful. I was kind of mad at God because I was like, this is too fast, too soon. And I held her, and we were asleep on a futon. And I was like, as soon as she falls asleep, I'm gonna go put her in her own bed. And she started snoring, and so I was like, yeah, you're definitely going to your own bed. But I held her for a little bit, and it was almost like it was the first time she had really been held. It was the first time, I guess, that I felt like a mommy to her. And I still put her in her own bed because she was snoring.
My name is Kathy Edwards. We all knew that we had quite a few families in our church just that were foster adoption families, and we had some experience in this regard, nothing formal for those families. And so I think all of us were touched by the message, and we just felt like God was saying we need to do something for the families that are foster and adoptive families, not just in our church, but in our community.
Hi, I'm Becky Sibley, and I'm from Clyde United Methodist Church, and I am a grandmother of a couple of adopted children. My son-in-law and daughter have fostered for a couple of years now, and they've had children in, and my one grandson said, there were more than those 2, but I can't remember their names because we only had them for a day or 2, and I realized I couldn't remember them either, but each one of them was so sweet when they were here. And then they had the one little girl that they kept for over 6 months, and it broke our heart when she went home, but she went home to a good family. And that's why they did it, was so that those children had a chance of going back home. And the last one that came in at 8 months, and he never went home. He never even I don't know that he ever even got to see his mama. But they did adopt him, and he's just been a regular member of our church and our family.
It kind of opened my eyes last week to hear from Darren and Megan about one of the children that they fostered for a while, and they gave back into her home of origin. And what that means is a real success story, as heartbreaking as that might have been for the family to let go of a precious little girl like this. It also is a huge success story for the family of origin that they've overcome some of the things that were overwhelming to them before.
Speaking as a person in this church who doesn't have direct contact with a family member in this community that has a foster adoptive child, it has been overwhelming to me to hear the stories of families that have spoken. We've had 3 different families speak and 1 CASA worker from Abilene. And I've been very, very touched by the messages that have been shared in our congregation. And I hope we can expand our support. It's really wraparound care is how we've kind of thought about it. Just how to come around put your arms around the shoulders of these families and be there to help them, because we don't know exactly what they need, and if they can know that we're welcoming and we're here for them, hopefully they'll tell us what they need, and God can just take this where He wants to go. So.
These cards that were sent out, and they were sent out every week, and we thought about them, and we didn't have to do anything with them the first 3 weeks, but look at them and think about them and pray about them. And it was easy to say, oh yeah, I can help host a parent night out party, and I can make home improvements, and all these physical things that I can do. But then it came to the trained support part, and I was a certified babysitter. I could go into their home and babysit. But then there was the become a CASA. And I thought, we'd really like to do that, but gosh, that's a big commitment. And kind of afraid to say it out loud, because that would mean I'd have to do something. And today I marked down that I'd like to do that. I would like to learn about that.
There's trials with adoption, and it's not all fun a lot of the times, and it's just nice that when family can't be there, that church family can be there.